Hi folks, this is Aquifel again with New Japan Pro Wrestling, Best of the Super Juniors 23 or 2016, whatever, and the days 11 and 12. And yeah, well, this is a real game. These 2 days at times are a real game changer, but yeah, we'll come to that. First of all, day 11, Block A, first match, Kyle O'Reilly versus David Finlay, and Finlay, of course, he has seen that it works to work on Kyle O'Reilly's leg. So, well, he does that. David and Kyle O'Reilly tries to take out Finlay's arm. And yeah, he has, of course, a lot of knee strikes and kicks. And he sells the leg pretty well. And it's a cool, stiff brawl because of course both guys are technically versatile, and that's the interesting thing with this match. It's not shooter and technician versus high flyer, but shooter and technician versus technician with a little bit of shooter and striking. So yeah, of course it's a wild match. They really fight hard. There of course are some submissions in it, and of course some nice counters. In the end, no big surprise here, Kyle O'Reilly wins the thing. David Finlay, well, he's just the guy who fills in for Matt Jackson, so obviously he's not gonna win the tournament. But anyway, he has put on some strong showings here with this again in this match. So it really helped him to be put in here and be the substitute, so to speak, the substitute guy. Anyway, Rocky Romero versus Ghetto is the next match, or was the next match, and this is. Yeah, in the beginning, we have a discussion between Ghetto and Roppongi, both members of Roppongi Vice. They're like, rah, 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 and there seems to be a lot of trouble going on. And in the end, yeah, joke's on you, we're all best buddies. Yeah, well, in the match, they're of course not best buddies, because Ghetto again tries to be the Toru Yano of the junior division. I don't know if it's a little bit comic heel or comedian heel, or more of heelish comedy. I don't know which way it is, but it's pretty entertaining to watch. And well, Roppongi Vice, Rocky Romero and Beretta are more classic heels. And in the end, well, Beretta helps Rocky Romero, and yeah, it's a pretty interesting heel versus heel dynamic. It's almost like Minoru Suzuki versus Toru Yano, just in the junior division. And yeah, both guys try to cheat each other or cheat their way to the win. And it's entertaining to watch. Of course, it's not a great match, but entertaining. Then we have Bushi versus Ryosuke Taguchi, and Bushi is pretty focused on Taguchi's crotch. I don't know why, but he really works that crotch. That sounds just wrong, and intendedly so, because I don't know, it seems like a legit heel tactic, but well, I think they really want to show Bushi is a heel. Don't cheer for him. I have no idea, but it's pretty obvious. He goes for the low blows in this match, and of course he can defeat Taguchi that way. But well, it's not anywhere near a fair contest, and anywhere near classic heel work. That's they have overdone it a little bit, but I think they really wanted to, make the audience mad at him for doing that to Taguchi. The match itself, well, it was okay. But the highlight of the day was Kushida versus Matt Sydal, and yeah, we all know Kushida is a great technician, he's a great high flyer, and he can do it all. a year ago or so, if you would have said, oh, Kushida, he's going to be a great champion for the division, and I would have said, yeah, he seems nice, yeah. His matches with Kenny Omega were really nice, but somehow I didn't see it really back then. But yeah, today he got me. He's really awesome. He's the MVP of the division, and he's a very strong champion who has really grown in the last 1 or 2 years. So obviously, cool guy. And yeah, going against Matt Sydal, many people who still know him as Evan Bourne, or only know him as Evan Bourne from WWE, and some stuff, yeah, the tag team action here in New Japan, that most of the time the junior tag team action is rather spotty. They think he's a spot monkey who can jump off a 20 feet ladder. If you have seen him in Ring of Honor or Pro Wrestling Guerrilla or some singles matches here in New Japan, you know that he is a good technician too, or a good technical wrestler too. So yeah, obviously I expected a lot from this match, and yeah, both guys of course delivered. It has enormous tempo, or is very fast-paced, the match, and yeah, very technical wrestling. We have a little bit of high flying, we have lots of counters, we have submissions, we have tons of near falls, and so on, and yada yada yada. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get across here is I don't really have to talk much about this match. Those of you who know these two guys and know what they can do in the ring, they know what they delivered here. Awesome match. Really loved it. The standings or the rankings after day 11 in Block A are Ryosuke Taguchi with 8 points, Matt Sydal with 8 points, Kyle O'Reilly with 8 points, Kushida, who won the match against Sydal, with 8 points. All place in the first place, or place 1. Fifth place goes to Bushi with 6 points, 6th to Rocky Romero with 6 points, 7th to David Finlay, and 8th to Ghetto, both with 2 points. So yeah, day 13, I gotta take a look here. Block A. Yeah, we have Matt Sydal goes against David Finlay, who's pretty much out of the tournament. We have Kyle O'Reilly against Rocky Romero. Oh, well, that can get interesting. Ghetto versus Ryosuke Taguchi, and Bushi versus Kushida. So there's a lot that can happen here. Bushi, if he defeats Kushida, I don't know where this is going to lead, but it's pretty close, and many of the guys still can win Block A. So, well, it will be pretty interesting to see day 13, because that's the decisive day, and this is good booking by New Japan. That in the beginning it looked a little bit like, yeah, it's not going to be that close, but it's really close now, and day 13 is decisive for both blocks, and yeah, we'll see what the final is. I'm still hoping for Kushida versus Will Ospreay. And then after Ospreay won that tournament, they can have a title match, and that's the third of their trilogy. Maybe that's fantasy booking, I don't care. Anyway, day 12 starts the tournament block or matches in Block B. On day 12 start with Tiger Mask versus Beretta. Beretta, of course, he's kind of an unfair guy. We all know that. He goes after Tiger Mask's masks. He wants to make him Tiger. I don't know. And he tries it again and again and again. And yeah, well, the match itself is okay, pretty standard stuff, and it's a pretty solid way to get the crowd riled up against you, to go after the mask of a face opponent, or a masked face opponent. As I said, match is okay. After the match, Beretta wants to show his respect to Tiger Mask, and, well, you all have guessed it, of course he attacks him. One thing I forgot to mention on day 11, very important, for Dominion, I'm going to talk about this in an extra preview if Dominion is a little bit closer. Yeah, Dominion was supposed to have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kenny Omega in an IC title ladder match. I would have loved to see that, but it appears that Hiroshi Tanahashi is injured, and yeah, the ladder match is not going to take place, but Michael Elgin challenged Kenny Omega for a match. Could be a nice match too, not as good as Tanahashi Omega, but well, hopefully the next event they'll give us the ladder match, because it would be the first ladder match I see in New Japan, the first real ladder match anyways. So I was really looking forward to it, and hopefully they'll do it sooner or later. Elgin versus Omega will be nice to watch, but I don't think it's going to be the show stealer the other match would have been. So back to day 12. Best of the Super Juniors 23, Block B. Will Ospreay versus Jushin Thunder Liger. Ospreay, of course, again, spectacular, very athletic. Liger, more on the technical side. And, yeah, of course, his advantage in power, he plays on that too. Still, he has one or two high-flying spots, obviously. And, for example, the top rope Hurricane Rana, or top rope Frankensteiner, whatever. It's very short match. It's well paced, and in the end, a nice match. The most interesting thing here is that Will Ospreay won against Jushin Thunder Liger, which in the end puts him in third place after Volador Jr. and Ricochet. Ricochet faces Chase Owens, if I'm correct, on day 13. If he loses that match and Will Ospreay defeats Volador Jr., it would put those three guys at 8 points, and Will Ospreay would have beat Ricochet and Volador Jr. and thus be the winner. Unless Tiger Mask or Bobby Fish would, anyway, a lot of stuff still can happen on day 13. I've already mentioned that, but there are hopes that Will Ospreay will get to the finals. I really want to see him going against Kushida or Bushi or Kyle O'Reilly. I would love to see that. Kyle O'Reilly especially. Back to what happened on day 12. Next match was Bobby Fish versus Chase Owens, and Owens focuses on the leg. We know that's a good strategy for against strikers. Well, but he wants to fight Fish on his turf, because Fish obviously with the strikes, sooner or later you have to at least engage at least a little bit in it in order to stand your own. You can't pull off some high flying stuff standing there getting punched in the face and kicked in the ass. So he holds his own, and he shows that he's he's a better wrestler than what we have seen from him thus far in this tournament, mostly because they wanted to point out this guy is a heel. He belongs to the Bullet Club, and he uses unfair tactics. Here he could showcase more of his wrestling skills, because Jujiro Takahashi doesn't really interfere this time. I think he wasn't even near the ring. Maybe I haven't seen him or spotted him, but there is no big involvement, and it's more or less a rather fair match. Bobby Fish won because Bobby Fish is cool. So, final match, Volador Jr. versus Ricochet, and I might have spoiled that one. Volador Jr. won, because otherwise Ricochet would have been the finalist, and no matter what happened at on day 13. So smart booking choice, and it's of course the bout itself very athletic, very fair, A little bit spotty at times, but that's no problem. They really make it work, and they pick up the pace a little bit more and go away from the spots to stuff that makes a little bit more sense. And the finish sequences or sequence last 3-4 minutes. 2-3 minutes. It's 12-minute match. The last quarter of the match really picks up and is very, very entertaining, highly entertaining. It's a cool match, and Volador's win here really, got this suspense, resulted in high suspense for what will happen on day 13. The matches for day 13: Volador Jr. was Will Ospreay, Ricochet versus Chase Owens, Bobby Fish versus Tiger Mask, Beretta versus Jushin Thunder Liger. I don't know if I'm allergic to something, but here, Matt Jackson. It's not Matt Jackson. It's David Finlay versus Matt Sydal, Kyle O'Reilly versus Rocky Romero, Gedo versus Ryosuke Taguchi, and Bushi versus Kushida. So, it's gonna happen tonight. I'm really looking forward to it, and of course, I'll keep you in the loop what happens, and hopefully you'll tune in next time to see what I have to say about day 13, and after that, possibly the final. Well, definitely the final, possibly the whole final day. Depends on the match card. So, anyway, hopefully you'll tune in and have a nice day. So long.